Hi, everyone. So I think it's okay to start. We have around almost 100 people, which is very, very good. So welcome and thank you for making the time. Just to introduce myself very quickly, my name is Talal. I'm looking after organization development. I joined recently Al Tamimi. And today we have a very exciting project that our management has decided that, we know today wellness and well-being is a very important topic, and we wanted to make sure we avail this to our employees. Now, the first assumption one would make, oh, we're talking about therapy here or psychotherapy. You're correct, but that's not the whole thing. So in a bit, Selma and Isabella will take you through the program, what's available, but I'll just give you a quick idea of what you can expect. So yes, there will be therapy, psychotherapy. There are fitness coaches, there are nutrition coaches, there are financial management coaches. So the reason we wanted to partner with Lyra is we wanted to find a holistic way to address all of our employees' needs, all aspects of their lives to the best of our abilities. Because we believe, we don't just want to take care of employees in the office. We want to make sure that when they're outside the office, they're also being taken care of. So I'm not going to take more of your time. I'll just ask Selma here to go ahead and tell you more about Lyra.
Great. Thank you so much, Talal. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Salma Khalaf here, Senior Key Account Manager with Lyra Wellbeing, and I'm joined by my colleague Isabella, who will soon introduce herself. I want to move to the next slide. Oh, So just to give you an overview, is it fine? To give you an overview of today's agenda. So we'll just start by giving you or letting you know who Lyra Wellbeing is. We'll then briefly go over the 7 pillars of well-being and then define what an employee assistance program is. And how Lyra Wellbeing can really support you. So all the services that we do offer, and then also how you can access support through us. And we'll leave some time at the very end for Q&A. All right, so who is Lyra Wellbeing? So we were founded in 1987 in the UK. And we also moved then to the MENA region about 14 years ago. Currently, we service over 400 corporate clients, offering services or assisting over 500,000 employees. We are an independent, impartial EAP provider. Globally, the company has been a leading expert in this industry for over 35 years. So a lot of experience when it comes to employee assistance and offering you these services. All right, and then I just want to touch on the 7 pillars of well-being. This is our philosophy at Lyra Wellbeing, and we deeply believe that the 7 pillars of well-being are interconnected, often meaning that one impacts the other. So, for example, if you are emotionally taking care of yourself, you are exercising, practicing mindfulness, it's very likely that you are performing in your job, if I can put it that way, or happy to come to work and giving your very best. So here, really, this is our philosophy. And you will also see in our, when we briefly explain these services, you will also really get a better understanding of why the 7 pillars of well-being through our support is what we practice and preach. And it's really the philosophy of Lyra Wellbeing. All right. And then here, maybe some of you may not know this, but a quick definition of the Employee Assistance Program. So it's a confidential service that offers you support when it comes to emotional, mental, behavioral health. That's available to both yourself and your dependents. And when I say dependents, I mean anyone living in the same household as you, anyone who's financially dependent on you. So whether they are living in the UAE or abroad in a different country, including your child dependents, ages 12 and above. We do have a network of licensed therapists that are based within the UAE and neighboring MENA countries. Our therapists and professionals really focus on giving you short-term structured counseling. So to really get you in the best place and best shape as soon as possible. We also offer our life management services, including which includes our financial support, fitness coaching, nutritionists, as well as life coaches. But I'm going to hand over to my colleague who will take you through, what the services entail in more details.
Thank you, Salma. Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel Bradbury, and I'm a head of client services and engagement. Like Salma mentioned, EAP is in place to support you with your workplace and personal challenges you might be facing, which might negatively impact your health, your mental well-being, but sometimes even a job performance. At Lyra, we can support you with a variety of different challenges. If it is relationships, we can discuss with you how to strengthen your relationships. If it's in a workplace or at the personal level, we can show you how to improve your sleep, how to build a better resilience, how to even navigate stress and burnout in your workplace or at the personal level as well. As you can see, there is a high range of different services we can support you with. This is just a quick overview, and we will dive deeper into each of the components in a second. So you can see the live chat counseling, young people services Salma mentioned, which is there to support your dependents at the age of 12 to 18, work-life services, wellness coaching. This is just a couple to mention. The easiest way to get in touch with us is obviously our personal support line. It's available for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Doesn't matter what time of day or night time, doesn't matter of the issue, how small or how big is the challenge you are facing, you can give our counselors a call. So this is not like a call center when you'll be passed from person to person. The a counselor who picks up the phone is a qualified psychologist or is have a degree in aligned discipline. So obviously the 24/7 support can be done in 5 different languages, which is English, Arabic, French, Hindi, Urdu. We also have Tagalog as a 6th language available as a callback. If you decided that maybe the reaching out to us over the phone, it's not really what you're feeling comfortable with, you can also use the chat option. Chat counseling at the minute is available in English. In Q4, it's going to be available also in Arabic. Obviously, as Salma mentioned, our services are fully confidential. So we're independent to your HR, to Altamimi. Nobody will find out the issues you are calling us with. You have a full option during that initial call or chat to remain anonymous. So you don't have to disclose your name. All you have to say is that you are an employee of Altamimi or you are a family member of the employee of Altamimi, and you'll be connected straight away with the counselor. Sometimes where your issue is a bit more complex and cannot be resolved within that first initial call or chat, you might be referred for the structured counseling. And again, it will depend on your preference. It can be done face-to-face, via video counseling, or as a structured scheduled telephone counseling. Obviously, our counselors are culturally responsive. They are fully aware of the nuances of this region. You'll be eligible for up to 5 sessions per issue per year. So what does it mean in practice? Maybe next month you are struggling with your kids, you cannot find the same language, you're just not getting on, they started kind of lacking at school, you need someone to talk to help you navigate that situation. Then following month, touch wood, you might be going through a bad separation, you need support to navigate that challenge. Again, our counselors will be there for you. You can get up to 5 sessions per each of the issues. Obviously, we have also legal and financial advice. I might not promote the legal advice so much, but if you don't want to go to your colleague for the advice, you can call the independent legal advisor. Um, you also have access to financial advisors, which I presume it's quite important in current times with the rents going up. Obviously, living in Dubai can be quite expensive as well. We sometimes find ourselves not managing the finances in a best way, or simply maybe you are doing amazing, but you would like to see how you can maybe set up the savings or invest the money. Obviously, we do not give you advice where to put your money in, but it's a very generic informative guidance. And the component, which we also already mentioned, you have access to nutritionists. For example, you find out that you're lactose intolerant, maybe you want to become vegan, you don't know where to start or what diet plan to set up. Our nutritionist will be there to support you. Fitness coaches, again, this is not the online workout, but it's our advice. Maybe you have a neck injury, maybe you planning to train for a marathon, the 30-day challenge is coming to Dubai, they will be able to support you and give you a guidance, and life coaches to work on personal development. Both components, financial and legal and wellness coaching, are limited to up to 3 sessions per issue, so be different to structure counseling. And then we have managerial support and services. This component is not to teach you how to do your job, but help you explore the options and look outside of the box. Maybe you have facing conflict in a team. Maybe one of the colleague is going through the bereavement and quite a difficult times. You are not fully sure how to talk to them. Our counselors will be there to help you. Maybe you simply want to improve your management skills, your leader skills. Again, give us a call and they will be able to guide you through it. And I'm going to pass the next couple of components to Salma.
Thank you. All right, so we spoke about the services that's available to you. I want to touch on the Lyra Wellbeing Hub, which is really what I like to call the gateway to all these amazing services. And the reason for that is that through the Lyra Wellbeing Hub, you have access to a variety of digital content. So from articles to videos to podcasts. The hub is currently available in over 50 languages. So you can navigate it and read the articles and the content that's available to you in a variety of languages. But what I really value about this app, it's really mental health on the go. So it's support in your pocket, if I can put it that way. Through the hub, you will be able to view all the country numbers. So, and if you're obviously, it is web page accessed, as well as you can download it by scanning the QR code and either downloading it on the Google Play or the App Store. But once you do that, it's really support on the go in your pocket. And through the hub, you will be able to automatically dial out. So call us in, depending on the country you're in or the country your dependents are in. You also have access to the chat functionality where you get to speak to a real life counselor. So it's no like AI chat counselors, it's a real life counselor. They will just need to verify the company you work for and then proceed to supporting you. We do not require any personal data registration through the hub. So the code is just a bit covered now, but your company code is Altamimi X Lyra. By putting in that code, you will automatically go through and access everything. I do want to flag that even though services are available to children ages 12 and above, when it comes to hub access, we really recommend that your child dependents only above the age of 18 access it, just because some of the content can be sensitive to younger children, and we really want to monitor and control that. All right, and then just speaking of children, we're moving on to our young people services. So through this program, we support your child dependents between the ages of 12 to 18, with really offering them a safe space to receive support. They'll have access to, again, counselors and qualified psychologists to support them with whichever issue they may be experiencing, whether that is helping them navigate challenges or enhance their overall well-being. That support is available. Do be mindful that sometimes, just because if they are under the age of 18, we may require parental consent to proceed with further support. But again, it remains confidential, and we do ensure that they are supported with the right individuals and expertise. All right, and here is just an idea of our promotional calendar and the open regional webinars that we do run, throughout the year. What we aim to do here is provide you with one webinar each month, covering a variety of topics. So you will see in Q4 we have a variety of topics upcoming, and in as well as bonus talks. And we usually produce the calendar at the start of every annual year, and we will share it with your HR team, and they will obviously promote the webinars accordingly. We also will have or will be hosting bespoke webinars for just the Ultimimi, population. And we have something exciting coming up in September that Talal and Hassan will be obviously promoting accordingly. All right, and then I just want to speak confidentiality and data protection. I do want to stress that Lyra Wellbeing is fully compliant with GDPR as well as national data protection legislations. So when you do contact us, any personal information that we do gather, we do not share with your employer or your manager or HR team. After we've completed the case, we do desensitize any personal data that relates you or connects you to the case. That being said, there are times where we have to breach confidentiality, and that when we do see that there is a risk to yourself, others, any form of self-harm, any form of terrorism, or if you are planning on harming another person, we do need to break confidentiality and obviously involve the right parties. We'll always be very mindful to protect your or take confidentiality into account as much as possible. And we will always, we won't just disclose it to anyone. We'll be very careful about who we disclose it to in these instances. All right, and here I just want to show you some examples of how we can support you. One can be, what are my rights as a tenant? Another one is, how can I connect with my teenager better? And also maybe a third example, my partner and I only seem to argue. So obviously it's not limited to these examples, but these are some of the issues or concerns that you may be calling us with. Here, again, another additional examples of how do I achieve my personal goals. We can put you through to our life coach to support you with that. Or if you have I have high cholesterol, how can I improve my diet? You will get sessions with a dietitian to support you with that. All right, and then just a quick reminder that by scanning the QR code, you get to access or you have access to all these services, as well as a variety of digital content. Your hub code is Ultimimi X Lyra. It's not case sensitive. So please do download this app and keep it on you for whenever you do need us. And here is just a list of the numbers. You can also, they have the promotional materials have been shared with you, and I believe they are on the intranet page. So you may proceed there to find, to see the numbers that you call to access us. You also have the option to email us and request a call back, and we'll gladly do so. Right, and this brings us to the end of the presentation. And really, this is the opportunity to just open the floor for any questions that you may have for us. Thank you. Any questions? Can I give you the mic?
Parenting, you mentioned. I have a daughter, for example. I have a daughter who's 5 years old, and she's got loads of allergies. So would I be able to contact the nutritionist and be able to get, say, for example, menus, dietary kind of things that would work in terms of her tolerances? Is that something that I could call about?
Absolutely, yes. Nutritionists will be able to guide you, obviously, on behalf of your daughter on any kind of dietary requirements you need to be careful of. So yes, absolutely, you can get up to 3 sessions, up to 3 phone calls with the nutritionist.
Great, great. And how many sessions am I entitled to? Because I know in your different sections, there's different ones, 3 sessions for certain ones. Is there an overall sessions that I can actually speak to you about for the whole year?
So basically, personal support line, the component we mentioned at the beginning, it's unlimited. So you can call us as many times of the day and night you would like. Obviously, if the issue is reoccurring, then the counselor will decide to maybe refer you to a structured counseling. Then with the structured counseling on this specific issue challenge you are facing, you're gonna get up to 5 sessions. So if you want to call us multiple times of the day that you're stuck in traffic, you're in really bad mood, then you get home, you start arguing with your daughter, maybe then your husband annoyed you and you need a basic event to someone as well. You can call us as many times. However, if you keep calling with the same problem, then you are only eligible for up to 5 sessions with the counselor to resolve that issue.
Great. And what will they give me? So, for example, if you use that scenario, will they give me strategies to maintain my anxiety? What will they give me, and who will give me that? So, will it be an occupational therapist that's sitting in a different country, or how does that work?
Very good question. So all our therapists sit within region. So either in the UAE or neighboring, countries in the MENA region. The therapists, they are all clinically qualified psychologists. And what they will do is give you all the tools and resources to really help you navigate the presenting issue or concern that you may be facing. They will also obviously hear you out. So it's not just providing you with tools, but really understanding your presenting issue. What are your goals, and work with you on the tools and strategies so that you can take with you further and post the counseling sessions.
Great. Great. Thank you.
Those are
Anyone
very
else?
good questions. So maybe just a quick recap. When it comes to structured counseling, you have up to 5 sessions per issue with a psychologist or a clinically qualified psychologist. When it comes to legal and financial support, you have up to 3 sessions per issue. And the same applies to our wellness coaching. So if you need access to a nutritionist, a life coach, or a fitness coach, you have also up to 3 sessions per issue.
Let's say you're not feeling comfortable asking certain questions in front of your colleagues, feel free to obviously either again access the hub and connect with the chat, and you can still ask the questions around the services. You can send us an email, you can call us. The calls are not just limited to calling about the specific issues. It could be something you just want to share, you're happy about, but your family is back home. You can't call them at that time because there is time difference, but you simply want to talk to someone. We really want to kind of standardize it that it's okay not to be okay, and it's fine to use the EAP basically almost as your friend, someone to basically talk to. I know there is a lot of stigma in a region around mental health. However, we want to normalize it, that it's fine sometimes to have a bad day. It's fine to be stuck in the traffic. I was on the way here and I was having 2 kilometers to get to the office and it took me 20 minutes. So I was really frustrated. It's also fine then to call the EAP. Our counselors are used to all sorts of issues. We have a call of someone calling saying their babies are really sick, and the counselor couldn't really understand the bottom of the issue. And then we find out that there were the lady's cats who were ill. So we had it all. No issue is too big or too small. There can be some issues which are really important to us, but not to another. So our services there for you.
And just a few things to mention. Thank you, Isabella, on this. I was in the mental health space, working in it for quite some time as a coach and different things. And there is a tendency in a lot of us these days to feel like, and we're not even used to asking for help. We want to do things on our own. We want to seem like we know it all. And a lot of times we might have a challenge of even trusting other people, especially in our personal lives or professional lives. We think, no, if it has to be done, we have to do it. If it has to be done right, we have to do it. So that puts a lot of pressure on us. And I think one of the things that I would highly recommend is to learn how to build that supportive community, to build that, I would say, group of people. And maybe I'm sure the program will also show you how to find those people, how to identify those people, how to feel like you're not alone. Because a lot of times loneliness is not about not having people around. It's not being able to be felt, noticed, seen, understood by others. And I'm sure there will be some nice tactics and strategies to help us open up and realize how we sometimes unconsciously close without knowing. So just a quick question. I don't know if there's someone with a question. Feel free to unmute. I think they can unmute on their own, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If not, please text us or in the chat, we can double check. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just mention the question for those who did not hear because we didn't give her a mic. So she's asking if there are any additional charges after the 5 consultations.
So what the goal is to really get you or address your concerns within 5 sessions. If clinically we find that you are or you could benefit from an additional 2 or 3 sessions, we will gladly offer you that at no additional cost. If you are in need of longer term therapy, then what we usually do is, and it's obviously clinically appropriate, it has to be raised by the counselor. We will openly discuss with you to say, you've completed 8 sessions and you may need an additional 8, for example. That's just an example. We will help you or give you that bridging course to reach out for external support. Yeah.
Okay. So again, if there is anyone online, if they can unmute and ask, feel free. Yeah, and maybe one thing, yeah.
I just also want to add that or remind you that these services are free. Altamimi has generously invested in this program so that your well-being is a priority. So whichever services you are accessing within the allocated sessions, you will not be charged for it. And not just you, but also your dependents. So there is no charge to you. And to be honest, these services can be a bit pricey if you are, paying it from your own pocket. So you do not have to worry about the cost association when it comes to accessing support. Great. Do we have any online questions?
I hope not. We're checking if people can unmute. Can someone just yes, we have someone in the chat. Can you just let us know if you're able to unmute? Because I'm not too familiar, to be honest.
Yes, actually, we can unmute. But seems
great.
there is no questions.
Okay.
There is one.
Thank you very much. Can the dependents also download the app?
Yes, the dependents can download the app. Just a reminder, if your dependents are under the age of 18, we really recommend that they do not download or use the app because of the content and its sensitivity. So, but definitely your dependents can download the app the same way you would download the app and put in the company code. They can do the same.
And just to add on young people services, if they're below the age of 18 and above 12, they can either call us or email us to request the callback. Then the initial call, the counselor we do without the parent's consent, and depending on the issue, if the issue is again a bit more complex and the dependent need the short-term counseling, then we will reach out to a parent caregiver for the consent, and obviously the copy of the IDs, just to make sure the child is obviously telling the truth and you are a legal caregiver. They didn't give the details of the nanny, for example. So we will at this point need the consent form.
And also maybe to add, if your child is under the age of 12, so we cannot support children under the age of 12 because of the laws and legislations around providing support for minors, we will work with the parent to help support your child. So whether that is sharing strategies or tools, or helping you find external support, to help your child. All right, so I don't think we have any more questions in the chat.
I think maybe also one thing to mention for everyone watching, it's important, and I believe this service can help us a lot with this, is to know ourselves. Quite often, I mean, in my previous organization and other places as well, a lot of people tend to demand too much of themselves. And they think they should deliver things up to a certain standard. And sometimes my nature is different than your nature. And it's good for each and every one of us to know who we are and how we operate. Because one of the reasons we find in today's world that, that causes anxiety, depression, all these things, is a lack of meaningfulness. And what's meaningful to you would be different than me, and how can I achieve it with my skills and capabilities? So I think, and this is in fact one of the core reasons that makes a lot of difference in people's lives. And again, this service with all these experts should be able to help us find a lot of things and reach new heights in our basically day-to-day lives.
Definitely. And I think overcoming the stigma starts with you, if I can put it that way. And it does not have to be, again, like Isabella mentioned, a major problem. It can be a preventative approach. So before a problem escalates or becomes bigger. So we're really here, no judgment, whatever your concern is, give us a call. It does not have to be a concern. You maybe just need guidance. You want to follow a certain diet, you want to run a marathon, and you chat to our life coaches. Right, any questions from the audience? It's a very quiet audience. All right, well, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Maybe we'll just encourage people to download the app, use the QR code, take a look at it. You might find things that very important to you that you may not have considered will be offered by the app. So yeah, give it a shot, take a look at it and see what's there.
And remember all the languages that's available. I know the UAE has a huge expat community, so don't feel like you only need to read in English. There are about 50 languages that you can, read in. Hopefully, I assume no one speaks 50 languages, and if you do, please do let us know. But I assume you will find a language that you do speak, or let's say your mother tongue on the app. All right.
Right. So thank you very much, Selma. And maybe we'll have one last word from Hassan, who was basically in contact and running the thing end to end. And maybe he can close as well.
Thank you. Hi, Selma. Hi, Izzy. Thank you for doing this for us. And thank you, everyone, for joining today's session. This has been a very exciting time at the firm and especially in HR. Wellness is something that's very important to everybody on an individual and personal basis, and at the firm here as well. In HR, we've been making a lot of changes, looking at positive directions, considering the well-being of everyone in the firm, and every decision, every discussion, every policy, every sort of benefit that we look at the center of it all is our people, our employees, everyone at the firm. And we want everyone to feel their best when they're here. We want them to have the tools and the opportunities to think of their wellness, their well-being, and those of their colleagues, families, friends, and individually. Because I think when you're your best self, you can do the best things individually, but you do greater things as a collective. So I encourage everyone to use this. There's some great resource material as well online on the app. So please download the app, use it. If you have any questions, reach out. We're always here. We're here to help you guys, guide you through. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here. This is amazing.